All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game between ToD versus Grubby. This game taking place here on Northern Isle. All right. Did watch the YouTube though, so I'll assume the game is good. Question is about the grindiness. Oh yeah. I will address that topic in just a little bit. Check out my next Arclight Rumble video. Anyways, let's go ahead and focus mainly back on this game here. This is going to be a human versus orc matchup here on Northern Isle. We are opening up with Farseer Headhunters going up against most likely Archmage Footmen early on. And we are going into a classic game. All right. Two of the biggest names, or two of the most well-known Western players in the world, ToD and Grubby, formerly part of Four Kings, working together. The human and the orc players there, as we're looking at Militia now coming across to take down this 5-4-3 creep camp. Farseer now making its rounds as well. Grubby wants to put in the pressure and try and shut things down, but I don't believe, well, he actually may be able to come across and steal a little of this creep camp. This is a 5-4-4 creep camp. So that should be enough. Are we going to get a last hit? No, we are. No there, as the Archmage now picks up a potion of greater healing, and it should be able to, head back inside here. Arcane Tower about to finish being upgraded. Militia could try and engage as well. And here we are going into this harassment scenario as the Farseer looks to try and take down some of these units. Arcane Tower is already up. All right, Arcane Tower feeding back a little bit of that damage as well, as we're seeing wolf after wolf just disappearing into nothing. Meanwhile, during this time, ToD doing a great job clearing out some additional creep camps as well. I don't believe he lost that many peasants, if any at all. So a great job there, being able to have that hero level advantage already. Farseer now continuing to engage here, as we finally see Headhunters joining in on the battle. Defend may be needed, but lumber is at a scarcity this early in the game, as many of those peasants perhaps didn't get the memo that they needed some of that lumber to try and defend and keep the footmen alive and well. All right, still a little bit more damage and engagement as Farseer resummons the Spirit Wolves again. And, both sides just trying to limit the amount of experience that the other gets. Water Elemental, this one taking quite a bit of damage. We're going to see one dissolve into a giant puddle here on Northern Isle, as the unit's now looking to retreat back. All right, closer look at the action. I swear I did not zoom in, but unfortunately I am stuck in this zoom now, as, a beautiful deny coming in from ToD. Archmage coming back around here. Farseer are gonna get in a little bit of damage running along the side, hitting the units as they are doing a simple run by here, as the Headhunters, Headhunter, Farseer, and Spirit Wolves still poking a little bit of damage on the ToD. Techs to tier 2 have already begun for Grubby and also for ToD. ToD a little bit behind here, as he is also getting up a lumber mill set up. So far, though, we are just looking at Grubby trying to crank out some of those units, and we'll try and figure out what that second hero is going to be from Grubby when it finally comes out. You scroll wheel may be damaged or old. It's perhaps a little bit too sensitive. It may have thought I zoomed in there. Maybe it did it. Okay, yeah, I never ever actually clicked the scroll wheel forward, but and I was just trying to scroll it back, but it may have thought I scrolled forward. The only problem being that I can't get it back to that original camera because I can't actually type in chat to set the zoom. Anyways, coming back through, little bit of damage coming across here. Farseer continuing to put in a pressure. Archmage trying to retreat back, and still more damage getting racked up onto that footman. I guess being able to access the chat command during a replay to be able to engage zoom command, that would have been great. I don't know if that's something that they will try and fix. Footman now able to, fend off 3 Headhunters now that the Footmen do have the fend. This one Water Elemental down to 59 hit points. Is he going to wake up the creeps? And yes, does do so, denying that last bit of experience again. Meanwhile, Archmage of ToD still doing a great job running all across the map, as we're now looking at the Footmen with the fend having to deal with the Farseer and these Spirit Wolves. Farseer does have some experience as the units are now trying to retreat back. Meanwhile, the Archmage has picked up a lot of the easy green creep camps that his opponent, Grubby, would try and clear out. All right, this Footman going to be able to retreat back here. Tech to tier 2 is now done. A good number of Footmen, or 2 Footmen currently hiding inside the base. We need to see an Arcane Sanctum or an arcane vault being trained up here as the footmen of ToD try to, well, clear out the remainder of this creep camp. This is some rather aggressive play. Panda is now out here on the battlefield. Wanda Mana Stealing going to get picked up there. There's a Breath of Fire, as well as the Brewmaster now benefiting from that, brilliant aura. This warrior will get taken down. Some high-level consumable items on ToD's heroes. Meanwhile, Grubby is finally at level 2 on his Farseer, and that Tauren Chieftain is out on the battlefield with Stomp First over Endurance Aura. Panda looking to clear out some more creep camps here. Archmage looking to perhaps get up to level 3, drop a level 2 water elemental to absorb some of that damage. There you are, dropping a level 3 water or level 2 water elemental, and now that Panda is sitting at level 2 with a good set of items: Potion of Greater Healing and Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3. This was a good game. No spoilers for me, please, whatsoever. Heard that this was a Game of the Year candidate, so I will hopefully be surprised and entertained, as both sides are getting in quite a bit of creeping here. Now Grubby's Tauren Chieftain picking up a health stone. That is going to be a very big deal indeed, and both sides going to just continue to fight back and forth here. All right, I do like show matches a lot, as show matches often get into those really crazy scenarios where, well, you get to see higher levels of play, and it's not doing everything just to win, but also win and be entertaining and having fun. Brewmaster going to clear out the remainder of these 4 ice trolls, and all these trolls here will be shy of level 3. Meanwhile, the Archmage still comfortably sitting at level 3, perhaps looking to, well, find some easy low hit point units being trailed around. All right, it says that there was an orange creep camp here. Wait, how is this still an orange creep camp? It says that this creep camp hasn't been cleared out, but I don't see anything here whatsoever. All right, top left-hand side of the map, Tauren Chieftain clearing out the Magnetar Reaver, and this is before really using that Raider trick. This is coming off as a bit of a surprise. Normally, Orc players don't try to rush on in to clear out this Magnetar Reaver. This is actually very aggressive by Grubby to clear out this creep camp, and now picking up the Hood of Cunning much earlier than I would have expected. Meanwhile, down to the south here, Panda is going to be able to get up to level 3, clearing out some of these difficult creep camps, or these easier creep camps that is right next to his opponent's base. Grubby, well, ToD may be thinking that he's denying his opponents a lot of experience, but at the same time, well, his opponent has taken one of the more dangerous creep camps on the map, picking up a Hood of Cunning with agility and intelligence, which will make things a little bit more difficult as well. Panda, Footman with Defend, able to reflect back a bit of damage. We see that the Farseer is able to buy and sell some of those items. Priests are nearby, getting in a bunch of heals, as we do see reinforced defenses already on these Orc burrows. Repairs are underway and in order. Brewmaster is sitting on already maximum mana. There's a big Breath of Fire waiting for that for a bit of time, as one Orc burrow will end up getting taken down. Sorceresses are in the back, slowing things down here, as the Panda could try and get off of more Breath of Fire, trying to finish things off. There it goes, as the Peons, well, Peon's able to run away, and the Tauren Chieftain gets in a giant, massive stomp. All right, there's Scroll of Protection being used there to try and keep all of these units alive. Tauren Chieftain gets in another massive stomp once again. Where is that Wanda Mana Stealing? Wanda Mana Stealing, one charge already used by the Brewmaster, as the Kodo Beast, well, gonna get full on water. Archmage continuing to battle things up, going after that Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain has enough mana for another stomp there. There's a Breath of Fire. Are we gonna see a Scroll of Speed? Yes, we are. And that Scroll of Speed allows that Kodo Beast to run and say wee all the way home. All right, more footmen getting taken down here, as the Brewmaster looking to perhaps go after all of these Berserkers, but the Berserkers with that additional 100-point upgrade really not phased by that level 2 Breath of Fire yet. 40 supply compared to 43. That is a lot of units trying to make their way over. There's a giant stomp. There's a Breath of Fire. Spirit, or those Dire Wolves, able to get in some big damage and finish off a couple of those Sorceresses. Kodo Beast, well, retreated and now is coming back to join in on the fight. Raider as well, thank you for that follow, as the Archmage and Panda looking to work together once more. Let's head off here to the top right-hand side of the map. Farseer, the grudge match. I don't know if... Is it a grudge match? Is there a grudge between ToD or Jan Merlode and Manuel?
Players' forces are under attack.
I didn't think so. All right. I don't know. I don't know all of the internal politics, and sometimes I just like to believe all of my WarCraft 3 people only have competitiveness there. Anyways, let's come back across here. Archmage Panda gonna go ahead and engage through Tauren Chieftain, already sitting at level 4. Grubby coming out a big ahead here. CrotaGaming trying to stomp or chomp onto one of ToD's Spellbreakers, as that CrotaGaming now perhaps venturing a bit too far and now having a little bit of problems. Meanwhile, turning things back around, the Berserkers trying to finish off a couple of footmen, and that Grubby's Breath of Fire finally catching and getting enough damage over time. Militia now coming back around is here. Tauren Chieftain could get enough mana for another stomp here in just a second, as the Wolves are trying to finish off more of those peons again and again. Farseer still sitting at level 3, has a Scroll of Healing and has some healing salves is necessary. CrotaGaming, there's a Breath of Fire going across multiple units, but only peasants are falling. 46 supply compared to 42. Units are falling on multiple sides as the Tauren Chieftain now looks to back away. CrotaGaming down to 120 hit points. Are we going to see enough damage? There's a Scroll of Healing to try and keep it alive. Water Elemental going to be popping on back out and joining in on the battle. That is a big, high damaging unit, but there's not that many unarmored units any longer. ToD definitely falling behind here in the experience race. 2 level 3 heroes going up against 2 level 4s, as the Berserkers are able to poke apart all of the back line, those unarmored sorceresses and priests, as the Farseer finally says, you know what, this is my time and cue to leave. All right, a big departure right there. Panda wanting to get level up here. Archmage really needed to get level 2 Brilliant Aura. You can see that the mana is a bit low on both heroes here, as well. We should be looking at stealing some inner fire from these trackers and giving it to the Panda and that Archmage. A nice long battle indeed, but ToD did not come away from that well, all too well. He needs to get higher levels on that Archmage, and that's exactly what he got here, getting to that critical level 4, and then level 4 for that level 2 Brilliant Aura, allowing the Priest and the Sorceresses to do their thing. Meanwhile, Raiders and their fast movement speed, because of that Endurance Aura, able to, well, ensnare down one of those Water Elementals as it gets taken down quickly. The Berserkers with that 2-0 upgrade on top of their additional 100 hit points, making a very big difference here, as the Tauren Chieftain now wants to finish off this Spellbreaker. Spellbreaker is immune to the Tauren Chieftain stomp, but not as effective against the Berserkers, since they do not have defend as the Footmen do. However, mass Footmen at this point in the stage in the game would just be absolutely needless, as the Tauren Chieftain and all of the other ranged, or all of the other units, should be able to rack up damage. All right, Grubby now continuing his aggressive creeping patterns, going after the other Magnetar Reaver. The other Magnetar Reaver, there is plenty of items to go. Warsong Battle Drums, not the item he was looking for. That will just quickly be sold. But just as important was that the Tauren Chieftain was able to pick up that experience. Scroll of Speed now coming back the other way. CrotaGaming trying to chomp on a unit, is going to go straight after a Spellbreaker, and now stays right there. Chain Lightning bouncing around along the backside there. As you can see, all of the army just simply running on by. One CrotaGaming actually being left behind here, as Grubby did a drive-by and actually ran past ToD's units. Spellbreakers now stealing some of that Bloodlust, as the Tauren Chieftain now finally gets up to level 5 with level 3 Stomp. Archmage dropping in some more Water Elementals. Panda continuing that fight as well. Sounded like there was a Drunken Haze and Breath of Fire combination. As you can see, all of these units are trying to retreat back. Drunken Haze is still lasting for a bit of time. A lot of damage being mitigated right there because of that Drunken Haze, as the Brewmaster is still having plenty of mana, and now ToD with Control Magic able to, well, turn the tide on these Wolves. Hello, crazy mofo. As hopefully, glad you are in. Well, you didn't even say you're enjoying the stream, so glad you're here. Stay a while and listen. Coming back through. Oh, nope, no deny there. Actually giving the experience. Panda now getting very close to level 4. Archmage still making its way back around. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 5 should be looking to sell that Warsong Battle Drums, as the CrotaGaming does it better. And now Archmage continuing to clear up these Huntsmen, and will be giving level 4 to the Brewmaster of ToD, perhaps opening things up for a Drunken Brawler, or will he go for level 2 Drunken Haze? Not quite sure yet. Level 5, level 4 for Grubby. Both sides have been sitting in low or no upkeep. And now we are finally looking at Grubby perhaps putting up a scouting watchtower
player's forces are
scouting
under
watchtower off to the north. Down to the south here, Archmage and Panda looking to clear up and get to level 5, but gonna end up getting creepjacked here as the Farseer and the Tauren Chieftain now gonna lead the charge once more. All right, here we are going to an engagement. Purge onto that Spellbreaker there, and now finally getting taken down there. More damage. The Lightning Orb purging that Spellbreaker and then forcing it to stand still. So yes, you can actually proc that ability on a magic immune unit. Farseer looking to continue to retreat back as it does not want to stick around in this fight all that much. Berserkers with 2-1 upgrades, dealing up to 31 damage per attack. I know its attack speed is currently slow, but adding a bit of frenzy, and all of a sudden, the throwing and the attacks of those Berserkers really do add up. Expansion off to the north is being built. This watchtower keeping track of the other expansion location, as ToD could try and take the expansion down to the south. All right, more scout towers getting added in. It looks as though, no, that is just a dire wolf. That is not a shadow wolf. Are we going to see some control magic? No, we are not. As the wolf is just simply running on by and going to end up getting taken down there. All right, there goes some peasants. Tauren Chieftain, Tauren Chieftain hoping to just slowly continue to build this lead, and Grubby is doing a great job of minimizing the amount of damage he's taking. There's some breath of fire damage on those fleeing units, so you can see that Drunken Haze, level 2 variety. He is moving slow indeed, and well, not able to do very much. Tauren Chieftain now trying to, well, perhaps keep that Berserker close together. They're slow across multiple units. As you can see, the normal damage on those Spellbreakers, it does take a little bit of time for a wind-up from those Spellbreakers to actually hit the Berserkers as they're fleeing back here. All right, the Spellbreakers and that mana feedback damage onto the Tauren Chieftain as it's turning its own mana against him, as the Spellbreakers are once again leading the charge. Kodo Beast does have a Spellbreaker in the belly, and it is going to get taken up as the Tauren Chieftain throws down a stomp, and now, well, that Tauren Chieftain now riding the skies as well. All right, more damage adding on through the expansion may end up just going the other way, as Shadow Wolves are now joining in on the battle. Shadow Wolves quickly going to be running back down to the south here to try and put pressure, as we're looking at the Kodo Beast, or excuse me, the Zeppelin playing the all-important game of elevating all of those units out of danger. Now, how is this going to go? Spellbreakers perhaps should be off to this side here, being able to engage easily. One peon going to get taken down with no problem, and now this Great Hall, before any gold can be paid off, will end up getting taken down. Beautiful positioning. Are we going to see a control magic here? Well, a little bit of damage. No Arcane Sentry. This one's Shadow Wolf unable to break its way through. Meanwhile, big fight across on the other side of the map. Berserkers versus Spellbreakers, as Lightning Shield now being placed down. Nope, Goblin Zeppelin quickly picks it up, and now you can see the Kodo Beast accidentally damaging his opponent there. Tauren Chieftain comes in with a giant stomp, stunning the Water Elementals, Panda, and that Archmage. Battle still enraging here. Only one Sorceress and one Priest in the backfield, as the Panda wants to rack up a lot more damage. Are we going to see more Drunken Haze Breath of Fire damage across those units? Yes, we are. Damage over time on the Berserker, as he's going to be taking a little bit more damage there. All right, Berserker Frenzy coming back across. Chain Lightning, Control Magic, turning the wolves very quickly as the Spellbreakers continuing to fight their way through. Panda now has a potion of greater or lesser invulnerability. It's coming to an end. Is he going to be able to fight here? All right, there's a potion of healing. Raider could get taken down. A very low hit point. Raider down to 17 hit points. It gets a final tap before it is destroyed. 48 supply compared to 49, and Grubby going to lose this Great Hall. All right, Great Hall lost. Only 3 minutes of mining left on the main gold mines. And that is something to be said. There's a little bit of creeping able to be done off to the north here. And if this gives ToD a level 5, well, no, not going to give ToD level 5 on the Panda, maybe for that Archmage. But getting to level 5 is absolutely key here. Skeletal minions actually getting summoned up by the Nerubian Web Spinner, and those Nerubian Web Spinners do continue to give experience. Are they going to pop on up more? No, it is not. Sentry Wards now being placed down as well, as the Archmage is in fact just 17 experience shy.
A player's forces
All right, back and forth game indeed, yes. Was told to cast this game as it is one of the best games of the year so far. And well, there goes that watchtower there. Meanwhile, off to the north, once again, no arcane sentry being researched here, as the Shadow Wolves just able to quickly, well, perhaps try and take down ToD's unit here, and it looks like it will end up getting taken down. Nope. That Shadow Wolf able to currently just hide in that back position again, as the Panda, well, Archmage gets up to level 5, and Panda staying quite strong at level 4, now with multiple sentry wards to perhaps get some more control magic off onto those, well, onto those Shadow Wolves. Farseer at 5, Tauren Chieftain at 5. Units getting ready to engage here. Wow, final green creep camp on the map being cleared up. That is a ring of protection +3. We all know how much ToD loves his rings, as the Brewmaster now up to almost 11 armor, 40% damage reduction. Game 1 between Happy and Lin, you casted yesterday, were great too. Yeah, there's been some great games cast as of late. Tauren Chieftain, Berserker, all of these units, well, just holding together, holding strong still. Are we looking for are we setting up an expansion by either of these players? It doesn't seem like it. ToD does have some gold, and this is one of those situations where, well, both players are sitting on one base. Who's going to blink first? Why do you think more orcs aren't using wards? Well, in order to use wards effectively, you have to be at a certain level of skill. You have to be able to respond properly, knowing what you know. You know, it's not like, oh, if only I had that witch doctor, would I have been able to win this fight? It's never exactly that situation there. It's a small incremental build for the witch doctor, as opposed to say getting a sorceress with slow off. That there's a much more immediate known factor. Witch doctors, however, witch doctors and you know, sentry ward versus the sorceress's slow, there's much more of an immediate impact. And then also healing wards and stasis traps have always been a difficult thing to use, especially against human, as well, spellbreakers can just control magic and turn the tide of that very cheaply, or, you know, cost effectively. And if you are unaware, if Grubby is not aware and gets caught in a stasis trap, it affects him more, as there are not that many magic immune units, actually no magic immune units in the front line at all. Spellbreakers continuing to fight here. Goblin Zeppelin picking up, dropping back down. There's another giant stomp. Lightning shield pushing on through, and now takes down one of his own raiders there. Chain Lightning backing around here, as the Spellbreakers are looking for a fight. Potion of Invulnerability coming back across there. We now finally have Sentry Ward, or Arcane Sentry, onto those Scout Towers in the back, as they are trying to come online. Spellbreakers in that frontline spot, as we see a giant stomp now only hitting the Brewmaster. Brewmaster could, or Panda could be in trouble, down to 47 hit points, uses a Scroll of Town Portal. He needs to get healed up. All of these Arcane Towers were cancelled, as now, well, the Panda is temporarily saved, but that was a major setback, especially as Grubby gets to level 6 on his Tauren Chieftain. Alright. Units looking to retreat back once more. Maybe Tauren should reskill to Shockwave and go to the building, since Stomp isn't that great. Yeah, I would not put that past Grubby to retrain into Shockwave if this game does turn into a base race. Shockwave, being one of those long distance attacks, and you're essentially trading mana for hit points on a Tauren Chieftain who just will not die. As the reincarnation, having him die twice in back to back is just very difficult to do. Farseer sitting at level 5. Also, if you notice this, there is no stun for that Farseer, so we could perhaps be looking at Earthquake as a possibility for the Farseer of Grubby as well, and then just putting pressure with those buildings. ToD is attempting to set up an expansion, and we're looking at an engagement here. The Berserkers quickly take down that tower here as the Tauren Chieftain going to come across on the inside, is trying to go after that backline, purge onto all of the water elementals as the units are just fighting every which way. Level 5 now on that Panda. Level 3 Breath of Fire should open things up, perhaps try and put pressure on all of these Berserkers here. That's a big deal, getting in another giant stomp right there. ToD, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, going to blow over one unit already, but there is no Drunken Haze on that other unit right there, trying to finish off Berserker after Berserker. There's a whole bunch of Berserkers here, and many of them are going to be able to jump inside. Look at the number of low hit point Berserkers, but the Goblin Zeppelin able to escape away at 3 hit points. Tauren Chieftain gets taken down, so that we are going to see the Farseer also fall at level 6, and suddenly this game has turned around in a different way as a giant stomp now coming in. Tauren Chieftain now trying to retreat back. The Farseer falling was a much bigger deal than I thought it was going to be, as the peons are trying to finish off some of the remaining units here, and they're going to get healed back up. Tauren Chieftain, is he going to be able to break free? Another stomp goes down. Tauren Chieftain accidentally walking too close to the tavern, could end up getting surrounded. There's a stomp right there and stopping some of those units. There's a Drunken Haze. Tauren Chieftain, is he going to be able to sneak on through? There's another stomp, but still ends up getting surrounded. Grubby going to lose a level 6 Tauren Chieftain as the remaining army trying to come open. No, he was able to break free as there was one low hit point Spellbreaker, and still more units and damaging coming back across. Panda trying to Breath of Fire, trying to get some damage onto that Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain has a Scroll of Healing, and it looks like he will be able to get away. All right. Big matchup across the board here. Tauren Chieftain being able to head home and lick his wounds. He still has a health stone as well. He was able to break free right there, and now peons of Grubby are doing long distance mining. All right, Spellbreakers coming back around. Archmage is still right there. Panda with a Breath of Fire. More damage racking up. The Chieftain trying to retreat all the way back here. Healing salves, nowhere to be found. There's a Scroll of Speed trying to be used there, and it is going to be used there as the Kodo Beast, well, down to 306 hit points. Goblin Zeppelin does pick things up, and there is some repairing going on as the units are now trying to retreat back here. Panda, well, attempting to take down the Altar of Storms. There is no sorceresses anywhere, or no priest in this composition. There are plenty of, well, priests around the map, but they really need to get into that frontline spot and start healing these units again. 23 supply compared to 33 peons. Well, he's going to drop the gold. I believe, I don't know if he had that bag of gold or if he deposited it back off, as peons are still falling here. Panda getting closer to level 6. Archmage getting closer to level 6. And if Mass Teleport does open up, that is going to change the direction of the game, as the Archmage will be everywhere it wants to be, constantly putting pressure, especially with already adept sorceresses with invisibility. All right, peons slowly taking more and more damage here. Spellbreakers looking to finish things off. Archmage, is it going to get closer? It is going to get closer to level 6, but not going to be enough to get there just quite yet. More peons heading back off to the north. 2 or 3 more peons should be enough there, and that's what ToD is looking at, trying to finish off more of these units again. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain and the Farseer are back out here onto the battlefield. A Spellbreaker trying to finish things off here. Archmage does get to level 6, and there you have it. Archmage level 6 having Mass Teleport, as a couple of peons are now, well, trying to retreat back. What a reversal. Archmage getting up to level 6. It would have been better if the Tauren Chieftain had fallen fully, but now with Mass Teleport available, how exactly is Grubby going to close out this game? Archmage with Mass Teleport can much more easily close out a game. They're able to get in and out of battles much more quickly, especially now that I don't see that many raiders out here onto the battlefield here. There's a purge onto a water elemental from the auto attacks, and also from that shaman there, giving a little bit more experience. If the Tauren Chieftain continues to get higher up, though, level 3 endurance aura may feel like the Tauren Chieftain's army is just moving around the map just as quickly as the Archmage's Mass Teleport. Well, thank you for the kind words. Well, you actually didn't say this is quality commentary, but I hope you are enjoying it. Archmage, sorceresses, priests, looking to finish off, and this could turn into a base race scenario. Base race scenario, Stomp not going to be the good choice there, but then again, what does Grubby have for options to try and buy a Tome of Retraining? I don't believe he has any, as the buildings are slowly getting taken down. Archmage has plenty of, well, has enough mana to head back on out. Torrent Chieftain comes in with the Stomp, and well, many of the casters could have been in trouble just right there. The Sorceress and the Priest, however, able to stay alive and, well, fend off against this attack. Torrent Chieftain just shy of level 7, as the Goblin Zeppelin has been playing a big part in this game overall. If the Farseer had gone for, if the Farseer had gone for Earthquake, there could have been a base race scenario. All right, we are 31 minutes into this game, and we are on no bases on both sides. Plenty of gold mines on the map. Torrent Chieftain comes in with the Giant Stomp, and now going straight after the casters, but the Priest did not get that Chain Lightning. It was bounced around in multiple different directions, but the Priest did not get phased by it, and now that Priest staying alive is going to be a big deal for ToD. Anytime you can translate mana into hit points, that is exactly what you want to see, as the Priest now making its way back over. Chain Lightning finally does phase him a little bit in the back, as the Water Elementals acting like lightning rods, bringing the damage to him. Archmage sitting at level 6, still trying to push his way back forward. A Farseer continuing to, well, fight here. There's a little bit more purge going down onto the Water Elementals, as the Priest does want to heal back up. There's a little bit of reveals. You can see plenty of sentry wards all around the map. And, well, Shaman could perhaps try and go in for some Bloodlust as well. You can see a wall of sentry wards placed all across the map to try and figure out where his opponent is. Any sort of invisibility play will pretty much already be shut down, as I don't see, well, there's one worker somewhere currently for ToD, and there is one worker somewhere currently for Grubby. All right, so one worker there. Goblin Zeppelin hiding off to the north. There's that Kodo Beast down as well. He has no way of really getting any sort of healing going on him, as that is a bit of a problem. Shamans have mastery training. Witch Doctor is just an initiate there, as we're looking at, all right, Arcane Towers have the ability to cast Reveal now, so that's exactly what ToD is doing, just trying to figure out where his opponent is constantly, as, well, ToD having sentry wards also placed down strategically across the map. Sorceress trying to regroup with the rest of the army, unable to do exactly that. Where is that one worker? I still don't see it, and we're still looking to see where these armies are going to be together. Water Elementals trying to finish things off. There goes the Peon. Is the Peon, yes, able to dive inside of that Orc Burrow, as the Water Elementals are going to slowly, well, dissolve into nothing. Archmage dropping in more Water Elementals, does have access to mass teleport to head back home if necessary. Panda sitting at level 5 could just try to run on in here and then Breath of Fire some of these buildings down, or is he going to try and engage against the Torrent Chieftain, slow onto the Goblin Zeppelin? Zeppelin is holding some precious cargo in that Farseer, as we are going into an engagement here. Kodo Beast, well, down to 91 hit points, able to retreat back. And where are all of these units going? Trying to purge down some more of those units again and again. All right, Goblin Zeppelin holding some units once again. 94 hit points. All right, so natural regeneration does in fact work while you are in the Zeppelin here. Meanwhile, Water Elementals, well, trying to take down the barracks and the last remainders of these buildings here. Not very much gold. This is going to become extremely close. As you can see, well, wards are just all over the place. Pandas, invisibility really not going to work at all, as, well, that Panda is only looks a little, well, ToD revealed there, saw that there was a sentry ward, tried to attack it and realized, wait, that's my own sentry ward. Coming back around, barracks. Well, still getting pressured here. It is the towers of ToD that is going to keep the army at bay. And if the Panda can just continually Breath of Fire, well, it does get the Breath of Fire off, and now going after those Witch Doctors. Damage over time still racking up just a little bit, and now those units are continuing to pull back. The Witch Doctor down to 54 hit points. The Shaman was taken out in that exchange, as the Panda once again with invisibility, hoping to finish off this Witch Doctor here. There's the Breath of Fire, and, well, Breath of Fire finishing off that Witch Doctor here. Tauren Chieftain, Farseer continuing to engage together. Control Magics quickly changing the tide against all of those units as the Tauren Chieftain now trying to go after some of those other units. A big stomp though on 2 sorceresses, and suddenly the supporting cast of ToD looks significantly weaker as well. Tauren Chieftain looking to back away. Spellbreakers trying to make their way back around as we see the, well, Shadow Wolves now chasing after that Farseer again. Archmage has had mass teleport, has not had a chance to use it whatsoever. Panda buying and selling some items down to 247 gold. Archmage has a potion of lesser invulnerability. And, well, where is this Archmage going to try and go off to next? Would have thought the Sentry Ward upgrade would be a potentially game-winning move. All right. Instead of Wolves. Yep. All right. Wolves still wandering around the map here. And this is a tough spot for the Farseer. All right. The Farseer not having Earthquake is a very big deal. If there was just Earthquake here, you could try and turn this into some sort of base race scenario, but without Earthquake and Shockwave, well, it just falls a little bit flat. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 7 here. There is some wolves coming down into the south. We are looking at the last remainders of these buildings about to get taken down in this base race scenario. 3 arcane towers, more priest and sorceresses could be trained up here. That's exactly what ToD spent his gold on, as a peon, gets purged right there. Is he going to get healed back up? All right, Chain Lightning finishes off the peon. Sorceresses is back out, and now we are looking at the priest trying to heal back up. Are they going to try and dispel magic? Units are trying to run all the way to the far back. Chain Lightning far enough away. Tauren Chieftain trying to dive in after some of those units as the priests are just trying to heal. Slow right there. Mass teleport coming in, and now Grubby's stuck in the very far back here. Tauren Chieftain has nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. One priest in the back here continuing to heal as the Tauren Chieftain falls and will most likely fall again. All right, he does fall. Stomp right there. Stomps on top. Oh, Goblin Zeppelin picks it up and then drops down. And what is going on there? That was a beautiful, beautiful play. Purposely dropping off the Kodo Beast, saving the Tauren Chieftain, as the towers would then switch to a new target, allowing the Goblin Zeppelin to escape. That was an amazing... I thought that Tauren Chieftain, he respawned outside because there was no room for him to spawn. That was similar to a wind walk push. He spawned as close to that location as he could, and as close as he could was a little bit outside of the surround. All right, Brewmaster, Archmage, coming back around to the bottom left here, looking to perhaps blow over the last of these remaining buildings. The towers are still quite a bit of a problem. Panda continuing to battle things here. Archmage, trying to finish off. There's a big breath of fire, trying to rack up the damage and turning this into a base race scenario. Brewmaster sitting at 325 mana. All the Brewmaster really needs to do is run in, breath of fire a couple of times, and then Earthstorm and Fire, run back with Earth, and if it is defended, and then just rinse and repeat that strategy over and over. All right, Tauren Chieftain comes in for the stomp. Sorceress gets in a slow. Chain Lightning right there. That Sorceress gets taken down. Water Elementals, well, blowing or connecting that Chain Lightning all the way back around again, and ToD knows that he doesn't need to chase. He doesn't need to chase here. He is winning out in damage potential as the Farseer are going to try and, well, get in a stomp there. Archmage could be in trouble, down to 252 hit points. He's trying to retreat back. There's Earthstorm and Fire, and now with Earthstorm and Fire, he's going to try and keep these other units alive. Archmage still running back around. There is no more gold whatsoever. That priest should have perhaps tried to stay inside of the base as a place to heal. Archmage could be in trouble. If another follow-up Chain Lightning does happen. Farseer doesn't have that much. There's only a handful of buildings left, though, as the units are going to be trying to come back around once more. Earthstorm and Fire. Are we going to see... Well, that Storm is wind walking. perhaps trying to get in a Cyclone here and engage once again. All right, there's a Cyclone picking up that Farseer, and now Windwalking again. Goblin Zeppelin nearby, and some damage could be had. All right, there's some damage. There's the Goblin Zeppelin. Zeppelin, well, dazed onto the Farseer. Farseer now down to 32 hit points. He takes a little bit of damage. Tauren Chieftain tries to throw down. No, loses the mana for the stomp. Archmage could end up, nope, Farseer ends up getting taken down, and the Tauren Chieftain was mid-foot stomp and then lost mana because of the Spellbreakers. Could not stomp, but still gets the Archmage in the end. Farseer is taken down. Tauren Chieftain is out. Brewmaster, Spellbreakers continuing this fight here as we're looking at the Tauren Chieftain trying to back away. Brewmaster, all he needs is enough mana, and that is going to come with time. And I think Grubby is going to end up losing this match here as the Brewmaster finishing off the remainder of these buildings here. Breath of Fire should do, quick work on the remainder of these buildings as the Spellbreakers now retreating back here. Tauren Chieftain still running around in circles, but not much can be done. Tauren Chieftain throws down a stomp there. The Shadow Wolves should perhaps be engaging in on this fight. Tauren Chieftain down to 115 hit points. He is trying to retreat back. He could have Reincarnation back online here, and once Reincarnation is back online, well, he may try and continue this fight still. Tauren Chieftain, well, is he going to get danced around here? He's purposely baiting. He does not need to attack him. Why is he attacking him? Okay, Tauren Chieftain does get attacked, finishing off these units here, and now Panda wants to back away, not wanting to deal with a full healthy Tauren Chieftain. All right, Panda, will he be able to back away here? Spellbreakers could turn around, get some, remove much of that mana again. Panda still wandering around here. This is a bit of a conga line, just wandering around through the middle of the map. And Spellbreakers purposely sharing the damage and sharing the load. Tauren Chieftain, if he chases all the way back, will have to deal with the arcane towers that are back inside the base of ToD. ToD knows that this game, the longer it goes... Oh, Tauren Chieftain gets in a stomp on the Panda. Panda going to turn back around, try and engage here, and we'll get in a little bit of damage. Panda now simply walking on by. Are we going to see another stomp? Yes, we are. Brewmaster now down to 500 hit points. Is he going to be able to back away? Yes, Tauren Chieftain now down to 90 mana. And, well, not much can be done. Panda is still looking pretty strong, though, with 110 mana and looking to get in some more breaths of fire. All right, if handing over the Lightning Orb was key, Tauren Chieftain now out of mana, unable to throw down a stomp, and the Panda just playing ring around the Spellbreakers, moving away, or effectively removing much of the mana on that Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain still trying to engage here. We're going to try and continue this fight. Spellbreakers able to share the damage and the pain from that Tauren Chieftain, as the Tauren Chieftain now still looking to back away. Brewmaster has plenty of mana, could try and just get in 2 breaths of fire to finish off some of these buildings, or going to try and engage there. There's Earthstorm and Fire instead, and now going to go after the buildings. Heroic damage. Heroic damage doesn't do a lot. There's the Cyclone there. Are we going to get a surround here now? And now with the surround on the Tauren Chieftain, this is going to be the end. There is the GG. ToD comes away with the win, even though Grubby has the overall higher score. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.